lineups here in the dual meet between the Lincoln High School Red Raiders and Marshfield Tigers.
Junior Anthony Christmas.
This is Anthony
Christmas
at 132 pounds against Max Benitz, your Red Raider. For Debo, this is Noah Schultz for the Marshfield Tigers. 145 pound junior Dylan Hall, your Red Raider. And Marshfield will forfeit at that weight class. Matchup at 152 pounds, a senior from the Red Raiders, Peyton Einerson. He will take on junior Jeremy Brost. The match at 160 pounds, the Red Raiders have a junior Brock Benitz.
forfeiting to him too.
And the Marshfield Tigers have Isaac Klein, a senior. The matchup at 170 pounds. The Red Raiders have a junior, Jake Tim.
And from Marshfield, a junior, Kyle
Krizan drops down to 170.
182-pound weight.
He is a junior. 182 pounders next. Sophomore Jared Mata for the Red Raiders. Marshfield says they will have a forfeit at that weight class. 195, the Red Raiders have a junior, Nathan Fuller. Marshfield scheduled for a forfeit at that weight class. 220-pound matchup. Senior for the Red Raiders. Number one ranked 220-pounder Cody Abel. And he will take on the senior from the Tigers, Brendan Kramer. The next match will be at 285 pounders. The Red Raiders senior, Bo Thompson. And the senior for the Tigers, Nick Humphrey, will be his opponent. At 106 pounds, a freshman for the Red Raiders, Bryson Einerson. Marshfield has no entry there. 113 pounder, a junior for the Red Raiders, Matrix Gisco. And he will take on a junior, Noah Gertis. The matchup at 120 pounds. The junior, Patrick Spray. And a freshman for the Tigers, Travis Altman. The final matchup, 126 pounders. The Red Raiders have a freshman, L.J. Hahn. He will take on a sophomore, Anthony Knable. Marshfield Tigers and the Red Raiders. Red Raiders coming off an 8th place finish in the in the Cheesehead National Caliber Tournament. They are ranked 5th in Division 1 behind Kaukauna, Stoughton, Milton, and Pulaski. Hudson, Elkhorn, Burlington, Bayport, and Menominee make up the rest of the top 10. Got to give a thank you for volunteering their time to give you mat side seats. The Lincoln High School Red Raider managers for the wrestling team. We thank them for doing this for us. And joining me in the broadcast area, Hall of Fame coach, Mr. Lewie Benitz. Coach, glad to see you back here in the state of Wisconsin, here in the Valley Conference dual meet stuff.
It's good to be back. We've been doing those tournaments, and the Cheesehead was a pretty high-powered tournament, and we've grown. We've gotten better. So this kind of interesting meet here. This grandson, obviously Max Benitz, and we had to hustle back from the junior high meet because he had the opening match here. So.
Yeah, draw weight's 132 pounds. Max Benitz against Anthony Christmas. Last year, the Red Raiders defeated the Tigers 47-22. And only a couple of wrestlers for the Tigers. Knable got a win for the Tigers last year, and Mitch Hurdle, who is not wrestling tonight for the Tigers, got a win as well, along with their heavyweight Tristan Wilson and Luke Mahoney. So some of those guys are all graduated and gone, as are some of the Red Raiders from last year. Benitz now in on a front headlock, gets to a lock, body lock here. Launching pad could be loaded.
Step in, Max.
Christmas with a reach in. Benitz with that front headlock. Trying to decide how to keep him in bounce and score a takedown here. 55 seconds left first period, no score.
Got a nice crowd up here tonight.
In some kind of shaky driving conditions, but Red Raider fans came out in force.
Yeah. Marshfield started out pretty well this year. Their coach is Jackson Hine, who his dad was the head coach during those kind of better years for them. And
at Wausau West?
Yeah, at Wausau West, and he wrestled for the University of Wisconsin, just graduated, so I'm sure they're looking for probably pretty bad things, good things. I know that Scott spent a lot of time with Max this week, and getting inside here and working on a jab out of here. Seems like both of them are trying to wrestle the same style.
Trying to work Russian ties. End of the first period, and it's 0-0. And that's not a bad place to be. You'd want to be ahead, but 0-0, you're not behind, you're not trailing.
In Max's case, this isn't bad. We'll see how it goes, but he's better on the mat, I think, than he is on his feet.
Bennett's on the bottom in the referee's position. Christmas stopped the first move, trying to get a tip for a couple of quick near fall points, but Benitz gets back to a base.
Got to build a base here, Max.
Legs right on the left side by Christmas, working cross body to underhook that right side arm. Bennett's Christmas trying to hook that arm and scoring near fall as he catches Benitz. Now kicks the leg out of there. Bennett's in some trouble with 1:22 left.
Come on, Max. Well, get that arm through. Yeah, he's in big trouble here. Got into that off a crossbody right, and I think Max tried to turn in on him. Come on, Max.
Christmas trying to scoop this near side arm, and Bennett's fighting hard to stay off his back. Tried to get stomach down, but Christmas ran him back over. Seven seconds left. Bennett's still fighting off the bottom.
Come on, Maxwell. Christmas really keeps good chest pressure. Can't get that arm through. Well,
28 seconds left. Bennett's still fighting off his back. Survive the period here, and you're not out of the match.
Come on, Max, hang on here, buddy.
15 seconds. Ben's trying to roll through. Got his hips turned, got stomach back down. 3 near fall for Christmas, and he will take a 3-0 lead into the third period over Max Benitz.
We're a long ways from the mat, but I'm going to tell you, that took a set there. He was in big trouble, I think, about most of the whole first period. So I don't know, now he's on top.
And Bennett's going down to start the third. Christmas going on top to try to ride and turn again. Christmas stopped the first move of Bennett's. Got him flat on his stomach right now.
Did we take bottom?
I think Christmas may have taken top.
That's probably logical. He was had a pretty easy second period. Come on, Maxwell, get those arms out in front, bud.
Christmas got an arm tied up across the back.
He's had some tough matches. He won his first match over at the Cheesehead, got himself into the top 16, and then it went downhill because there were no easy matches at all. And hopefully we can get back on the winning track here a little bit.
Wrist tied up by Christmas, in control, riding on Benitz. 1:10 left, third period. Benitz
Kinda
trails
how he got
3-0.
In the first period,
Warning,
he went
stalling Benitz.
yeah, well, what's he supposed to do? The guy's kept his wrist tied up underneath. Well, sometimes referees, and I'm not saying this just because he's my grandson, he's getting overpowered. The guy's better than him. And there comes a point where the top guy hasn't really run off to the side at all. Come on, come on.
42 seconds left. And it's still on his stomach. Has yet to really get to a hard, solid base.
There comes a point where the top guy should get called for solid because he hasn't went off to the side at all. Stayed parallel.
20 seconds remaining.
It's not much of a match. He got spent the whole time on the bottom.
Counting down from 10 here. Warning both wrestlers, and that's the second one for Benitz, so that's a point for Christmas.
Oh, we got 9 seconds. Things aren't going to change much. It's going to be a major decision probably, unless he
It's
gets...
only 4-0. Score is only 4-0.
Oh, wait a minute.
Three
He
near
spent the
fall.
whole first period on his...
He only got 3 near fall.
That's right. I guess what I'm thinking of. So it is a normal decision.
4-0 for Anthony Christmas. Marshfield draws first blood in the dual mate with a decision over Max Benitz.
Well, the only positive thing about that was he saved his 3 points by fighting off his back the whole first period.
138 pounders coming up here. Noah Schultz, a senior, and Berg Diebel, a freshman for the Red Raiders.
Next up, at 138 pounds, from Wisconsin Rapids, Bert People. And from Marshfield, Anthony Christmas.
Oh, they made a switch here. This is Anthony Christmas, and we did not get that switch.
This is Christmas, huh?
That was Anthony Knable at 132.
Oh, this is the one you didn't think they were going to use, huh?
Not according to what their coach had said.
Can't trust those coaches. Christmas is the guy I thought that Max was going to wrestle. That's what they had planned on.
Well, that explains the controlling match, as Knable's ranked 13th in the state here. Knable last year put a major on the board over Christian Smith, 11-2.
Hey, what weight was he rated?
126.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see if Noah Schultz, the senior, goes up to 145. Then that's who was scheduled.
Yeah, they have a lot of guys weighed in, a lot of guys on their lineup here. This is, I know that always bothers you a little bit, and I agree with it to a point. It's kind of hard for fans or people or taxpayers to come and watch forfeits, especially when you see guys sitting on the bench with warm-ups on.
Off the mat, 21 seconds left. No score between Diebel and Christmas.
And what happens now quite a bit too is coaches, and obviously that's what they're trying to do here, they will hold people out, get a forfeit, try to dodge better guys or match up with whatever. And it's really, there's a point where there should be some ethics involved, you know.
Yeah, you've seen there are some schools in the past that, like you had mentioned, 0-0 after one period between Diebel and Christmas. There are some schools that, they weigh in 12, 14 kids, and they wrestle 7 all of a sudden. And it's
Well, this is
you
kind
know.
of what's going on here. How many forfeits are there?
well, that depends on who they move up now.
Yeah.
They got a couple of them scheduled a little later on.
Yeah.
Supposedly one at 145. That would be the third one, but we'll see.
It becomes a bit of a chess match, and in real close duels, and we always think we've won a few state championships by trying to make the right moves there, but it doesn't do a lot for the sport, I don't think.
Diebel on top, starts second period riding.
He's riding really well too.
Christmas now trying to come to a high base. Got his hands picked off temporarily off the mat, and Diebel takes him right back to his forehead.
And I'm sure just looking back at that, they looked at Max, and if this Knable is that good, they were counting on 6 points there. You know?
Sure, you're looking to get bonus points there.
Right.
Christmas now trying to come out. Diebel switches
Nice.
to
Way
a
to
double.
go, Berg, yeah.
Locked him up, turned the corner, and took him back to the mat.
So, and that again is what his points. They were counting on 6 points there, and they got 3. So in a way, I'm not trying to defend my grandson, but he actually earned 3 points for us.
And they're off the mat with 43 seconds left.
We won a few state tournaments by having kids just battle, and even though they lost, didn't give up big points, bonus points.
I remember those.
Yeah. A few of them. So Diebel's on top here.
Christmas comes to his feet now.
Recover.
Got a scramble here now.
That's what it was.
Diebel lost control on the way down to the mat. 1 point escape. Christmas with a lead.
He got too high.
20 seconds left. Got time to score, takedown, take the lead. Shot in late, ran out of time. 1-0, Anthony Christmas of Marshfield leads Berg Diebel. Diebel goes down to start the third period.
That was a nice second shot. I think he'd have got that if there was a little more time on the clock.
If he was started that 5 seconds earlier. And Diebel, being a freshman, probably hasn't really been that internal clock, the time of the match that runs in, that should run in your head, probably hasn't kicked in as of yet.
Yeah, experience plays a big role here. He's one of our better freshmen. He's really a good kid. He makes lots of mistakes yet.
Diebel now picks that hand off, got it over his shoulder, but lost the grip on the wrist. Cradle attempt temporarily by Christmas. Diebel stretches out, breaks that. Diebel working on that hand, trying to get it over his head on the other side of the shoulder. That opens up that near side leg then. Diebel now got a foot on the mat, trying to come up. Just kind of shrugged him off from behind, squared up and faced him. Got 1 point and escape. Front headlock now, head in the side is Diebel.
Get this.
Good work there by Berg Diebel. Got a takedown now, leads 3-1 with 40 seconds left in the third. Good continuous wrestling there. Never stopped one move after the other. Just kept continuing to wrestle one move to the next.
You got 20 seconds left here. And he's in pretty good shape.
Yeah, he's in good position here. Watch her roll now. Three, 2, 1. Berg Diebel gets the Red Raiders back tied in the dual meet with a 3-1 victory.
Winner, 138 pounds.
3 Red Raider team points. Score is tied 3-3 after 2 matches.
Yeah, his second 2 periods were real nice. He had a pretty slow start, but he sure came back pretty well.
Team score, Marshfield 3.
Dylan Hall at 145 was scheduled to get a forfeit, but because of the early moves,
Who knows?
Next at 145
probably Noah Schultz.
Rapids, Dylan Hall. And for Marshfield, Noah Schultz.
And that's who it is.
I wouldn't move up to get on Dylan. He's pretty dangerous.
Schultz is a senior, Hall is a junior. And front headlock. Drops down on a single leg to a double up body lock. Big headlock throw by Schultz. And Hall will wind up with one of his own. And now got a half to take down Hall, and near fall coming for Hall.
That was a wicked headlock Marshfield threw there.
Well, he caught Hall coming in pretty hard at him.
Yeah. This is pretty tight. And Dylan didn't stay down there very long.
And in 41 seconds for Hall.
A lot of action in 41 seconds.
That's one of those you almost, I'm glad we got the pin and the win, but that'd be kind of nice to see that go a little longer. They would have been flying around the mat like crazy. 6 more Red Raider team points, 9-3, the Red Raiders jump out. This is a 152-pound match. Peyton Einerson, the senior for the Red Raiders. Scheduled would be Jeremy Brost, a junior from the Tigers.
It's kind of interesting because Peyton had trouble with his weight. For the Cheesehead, never wrestled over there. And for whatever reason, but we're back here. And this was our scheduled 52-pounder anyway, right?
Yep.
Wisconsin Rapids, Peyton Anderson. And from Marshfield, Jeremy Brost.
And this is Brost. Einerson ranked 15th at 152. Dylan Hall was ranked 11th at 145. Just a quick update there. And this will be the opposite end of the spectrum as far as flying around the mat here.
Yeah. Different styles. These are 2 opposite styles, almost like you said. Peyton will real funky.
Grub around on the mat.
Yeah, if he can get through the first period, he's usually pretty good. He's not really, he's a mat wrestler.
Got a front headlock, but not able to do anything with it yet. Minute 5 left, still no score. And we got a stalemate call.
Looks like 2 kind of similar wrestlers. This Marshfield kid's pretty long and lanky too.
And that's Einerson's body style, real long, real lanky. You get good leverage with the length like that. Sometimes it's a little hard to protect a little bit, get those legs unwound from underneath you.
Yep.
Another reach-in shot again, trying to turn the corner is Brost.
But this is pretty common position for Peyton.
He's in that
Turn your offense.
funky sit-around type stuff.
Yeah, and he's going to end up with his takedown. I think we got
He's got a leg in here
15
loosely.
seconds left. And he's got a half a cradle hooked up here.
Dude, takedown right there.
His takedown, yeah.
And now sticking another leg in and try and flatten the hips and chest down of Brost. And he's going to take that 2-0 lead into the second period. Here's Einerson.
Score, 1 period. Anderson, 2-0.
What year is Brost?
Brost is a junior. Hard ankle picked by Brost on the right side. Einerson stays solid in the base from here.
pretty hard to switch when somebody's got your ankle. This was decent.
Good stand up, hit a switch on the way down, got a little motion going. Nice reversal, 4-0, Heinerson.
Nice.
Yeah, those 2 steps that he took just created enough motion to really basically crack the whip on,
a standing switch,
on Brost.
Yeah.
Now back to the legs right on this left side by Heinerson, cross body on a half.
I'd like to mention now, we got a minute, that next week is our last home dual meet with Stevens Point, and they're undefeated in the Valley. And we're doing a couple of extra things there. One is we're honoring the 1974 state championship team.
The first state championship team for the Red Raiders.
40 years, yeah. So Jerry Klonowski and I have been kind of putting it together, but 40 years go by pretty fast, and so if there's anybody out there that was on that team, whether they be a senior or a junior or sophomore that year, we're going to honor them before the Stevens Point meet. We'd love to have them come back, so just thought I would throw that in. And I think this, we're going to maybe try and do this live. It sounds like the Stevens Point does.
That's kind of what they're looking at right now at Public Access, is to do that live, said Tom Lokes, and that'd be a great thing.
Sure would.
And we thank him for putting that effort in to try to get that done. Stalemate was called, 25 seconds left. Heinerson leads 7-0. Got to get a turn here, get some extra team points. You win by 8 to 14 points in your match. That's a major decision. That's 4 team points, and that's potentially dangerous. As Brost gets both feet up, picks his hands up, Heinerson had the legs right in. Caution, Heinerson jumping to start. 18 seconds left. See how quick, if Heinerson can get a quick turn here. And stands up again. It's only 1 leg in though this time. Heinerson in a position just trying to hang on right now, not lose control. Horning stalling Heinerson, trying to get him in a turn on the way down to the mat. Period runs out. 7-0. Peyton Heinerson after 2, excuse me. I looked at the wrong. They had the 3rd period up there. They hadn't changed it from the last match.
Yeah.
Heinerson on top again. And you get more of the same. The legs ride. Heinerson doesn't favor either side with that legs ride either.
No, he tries to get both legs in.
Cradle now.
Cradle here.
Standing right to his back. That was nice. We lost the grip.
So he must have got 2 out of
2 near
that.
fall. Now it's 9-0. That was a nice cradle right from the feet straight to the back. Cleared him right off his foot.
And I imagine what happened was because he got a pretty good grip. When you hit like that, it breaks their grip.
Now Brost picks the arm off, puts it over that far side shoulder. Heinerson still with a legs ride here, and we have another stalemate.
Then we got a minute left in this period.
Heinerson stopped the first move of Brost pretty easily there.
Yeah.
As Brost gets his hips off the mat, Heinerson sticks in there right leg. Now he's got a double legs ride in, and that'll flatten the hips down.
He'll punish him here a little bit.
Double bar, lost the right side one. 27 seconds left. Heinerson still in command, 9-0.
Well, you do what you got, you know. Usually if you're a little lankier like that, if you're a pretty good leg wrestler, then that's a asset, and that's what he did. what he's been pretty good at here. This match for sure.
Counting down from 3, 2, 1. End of the match is here. 9-0. Major decision. Peyton Einerson.
Winner by 150 pounds by major decision. Score 9-0. Peyton Einerson.
Scheduled 160 pounders. Brock Benitz Jr., your Red Raider. And we'll see. According to their coach, Isaac Klein, a senior, would be his opponent. But we'll see who and what if they send somebody out.
Looks like they're going to forfeit to him.
Up next at 160 pounds, Marshfield will forfeit to Brock Benitz from Rapids.
16 points for the Red Raiders.
That's too bad. He's pretty exciting.
Team score at 160 pounds.
I'm a little biased. He's a grandson.
And that'll probably kick up the matches, change the rest of the lineup here until you get to 220. Because they had a forfeit schedule at 195. This is 170 pounders now.
Jake Tim.
Jake Tim, your Red Raider, the junior.
Isaac Klein.
This is Isaac Klein. He moved him from 160 to 170.
In there too is, I guess you could call it match strategy. They don't want to put this kid against Brock, thinking they could go up here to Jake and, you know,
Maybe
try to salvage a win.
get some extra points here, hopefully, for them.
Boy, Jake.
Jake in on a single leg shot.
Nice.
Hits
Nice.
that ankle, turns the corner, got the head and the side looking for more, gives up on the pinning combination just to get his 2.
That was a nice takedown.
Jake Tim, if you'd compare to some of the other guys on the line, not one of the super skilled, super flashy kind of a guy, but boy, he sure works hard on the mat.
Well, he's improved a ton from last year. He's one of those program guys, I call him. Stay in there, stay in there, stay in there, and then by the time you're a junior or senior, good things will happen for you.
Good hard start by Jake. Stopped the first move and flattened out Klein on the mat. Arm across the back by Jake Tim here. Good position for the Red Raider. Now gets a
punch.
tip out of it here.
Oh, get your chest in there, Jake.
Got the
That
arm
was
trap
pretty nice.
behind
Yeah,
here.
he
Now
does,
he's going to scoop the head. This is going to get really tight.
Don't lose this, Jake. That's
Arm
a
comes
tight
out
half.
from under the back, but still,
Yeah, he's
Tim got the
fine.
half in here.
Yeah, he's
22 seconds left. Don't need that much time. 1:38 on the fall.
good for Jake Tim. Like you said, he probably is
Winner 170.
top wrestler on our team, but boy, he's solid. He's just improved an awful lot since last year.
And then that really shot a hole in the game plan of Marshfield
Yeah.
Tigers, because they figured they could compete with Jake. Jake put 6 on the board for the Red Raiders.
My experience has always been when you have to move around, you probably go south on you. You better.
Wisconsin Rapids,
Jared Mott at 182.
and
Mott is an interesting wrestler.
This is Kyle Krizan,
What year is Kyle?
Jr.
Jared Mott wrestled all through our club and when he was younger, and then kind of didn't wrestle for a year. And he came out late this year, but he's got some skills. I'm just not sure how confident he is about where he's at. Oh boy, he's got a guy that can wrestle a little bit. They were looking for a hole in our lineup too, you know.
Sure, they were looking to maximize their matchups for the
Right.
best of their team. That's
And
why
where
they-
we're at basically with our team, you know, I just talked to the Marshfield people, and they talked about how much better we've gotten. We have, no doubt about that. But we're a guy short in those upper weights. We're just a one guy short. And so whatever we do, now here we threw Mate in here, but we used Cody Abel, who's a 95-pounder up at 220, and the
Bo
big
Thompson
guy
up to heavyweight.
at heavyweight. So this is, we're trying to fill a weight is really what it amounts to.
Mata with a stand up there, but ran out of wrestling mat. Trails 2-0, 49 seconds left first period.
Come on, get a foot on the mat here, bud. Having trouble getting his belly off the mat here. He's wrestling pretty hard.
Tucked the leg under, got himself up to his base, but the leg's right on the right-hand side by Krazan. Now Mata's in a little better position here.
Come on, buddy. Keep your hips up in the air.
Pop his head up here.
Don't flop over here. This way, if you're just tough, you'll get your reversal. If you flop over, probably get back point scored on you. And I think, come on, stay big here. Stay big. We got 2 seconds. Come on, that's a reversal.
2 reversal Mata.
Did he give 2 or 1?
2. 2 reversal Mata. Tied it up in the last 2 seconds.
Oh, we'll take it then.
Sure.
That was just being tough.
Yeah. He was in a little bit of a problem there to start with when he got turned.
Oh, yeah.
Ended up rolling through that a little bit.
Ooh, get the wrist, though. Get a wrist, bud.
The referee got called for locked hands, and now he got rolled.
You have to feel that coming. Get a reversal.
Got a technical violation against Mata. That's 1 point, Krazan.
And 2-point reversal.
2-point near fall for Krazan. And now the referee's going to come over. I don't know how you can get near fall without a reversal.
Can't. Well, we should have got a reversal at the end. Or what did he do? He gave a 1-point escape at the end.
So they're on their feet 7-3. Krazan. Okay, I think.
Sounds like something you watch on Saturday morning TV. Huh.
Trying to run through that in my head. It was 2-2 at the end of the period.
And who was up at that point? Oh.
Krazan was down.
No, Jared was up because he got the locked hands penalty against him.
So that was, Krazan was up 3-2 at that point.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
we got side rolled.
He got side rolled, so he must have gave, after the fact, he gave the 2-point reversal and the 2 near fall. That gave Krazan 7. And then he gave Mata 1-point escape.
Yeah.
But he never signaled the reversal at all.
Well, I think it was going.
Oh, very nice shot in.
Ooh, we get a headlock. Don't get rolled through. Don't get rolled through.
Turn the corner, change directions. Should be. Now he's got 2 because he got part of a cradle. He got a cradle.
But just slow down on this, Jared.
This is tight here. And the ref's out of position there. He's flat there. Pin for Mata. Heck of an effort there. He kind of knows, he kind of can feel where he's at.
Yeah. Wow.
That was in.
I don't think that was a Marshfield's point.
5:31 on the fall.
They moved around to get a Jake, Tim, and Jared Mata to pick up extra points.
And they put 6 on the board each time for the Red Raiders.
Wow.
Good job for the Red Raiders there. 195-pounders. This is Nathan Fuller. Scheduled to get a forfeit.
Boy.
And he gets a
Jackson
forfeit.
Hines in for a long career if he is going to do this very often, because kids come to wrestle.
Next up, 220-pounder Cody Abel, who is ranked #1 at 195 pounds in the state. Finished 2nd in the Cheesehead. correct?
Yeah, oh yeah. He had a nice tournament, and he actually got beat by a kid from Menominee, Stopey.
From Menominee.
Yeah. And they're ranked 1 and 2 or 1 and 3 in the state, I think. That's a pretty big physical kid here.
Brandon Kramer was a senior. And again, Abel up a weight class. Little sweep shot in there. Quick takedown and a cut loose.
He's got some quicks. He's a really good athlete.
Another sweep shot in. Body lock, launching pad loaded. Here, lifts him, takes him backwards with a takedown. Cuts him loose. Abel going to put on a little bit of a clinic here, maybe. Under overhook by the Red Raider.
Gotta be a little careful here. He's undersized here a little bit.
Headlock by Kramer, and
he gets
just
by with
ducked
some
that.
things that it makes my hair stand up because he's just such a good athlete. He comes out of it. But what happened in the finals over there, he had a guy that was a good athlete and a really
Good wrestler.
Yeah.
And just a blow through, just a good solid tackle double there.
Yeah. Well, he's got a lot of skills.
Body lock, back trip.
Wow, he's doing a clinic here. I bet you they're saying, what did we get into here?
I bet you Kramer's figuring that out about now.
Look at that, holy cow.
45 seconds left, it's already 12-5. Abel. Red Raiders are ahead 37-3.
Big surprise this year. Not that we didn't think he'd be pretty good, but I don't know if we thought he'd be this good.
Cradle by Abel, lost the grip. No
His
near
dad
fall.
used to wrestle for us.
Dean?
Was that during your era?
Yeah, it was around that time.
It kind of reminds me of, oh boy. He's in deep doo-doo here.
Kramer's trying to roll his hips. He got him rolled through. I think Abel more or less didn't really contest it much. 14-5 right now with 2 seconds left in the period.
Wow.
And all the points that Kramer scored were a gift from Abel cutting him loose.
We talk about ages like that. I think about what McCarthy says when they're in team meetings. They're talking about the ice bowl, the Packers, the ice bowl, and the guys say, the coach, we weren't even born when that happened. Nobody here was born when that was going on. And then somebody will pipe up and say, well, what about Dom? Because Dom Capers is the elder statesman.
Yeah.
I suppose they say that about me too.
14-6 now as Abel gives him a free ride to his feet. Backspin. Slide by attempt by Kramer, and Abel just keeps that collar lock on him.
Kramer probably is a 220-pounder, I guess.
Knee pick right to his back.
Look at that. Honest to God, now that impressed me there, to be able to do that. So he had 3. Well, we must, where are we as far as the tech
At 18-7 right now, the score says.
Almost looked like Cody could have put him away there.
I think he could have. Because Kramer kind of froze when he went to his back there. He's laying flat.
Thought he went to sleep.
Maybe he is sleeping. It's just a bad dream for him.
That was quite a knee pull there. That impressed me. Especially with somebody that much bigger than you.
It shows a little power there. Overhooked by Abel. And normally you'd want to get that elbow down. He breaks out of that grip. Abel's going to have to take him down, put him to his back, and pin him here.
Yeah, we should have kept him there, I think. Yeah, who knows? We're not that close. Maybe the guy just didn't get his arm through.
There's a front headlock now by the Red Raider Abel. Around the mat, jabs him down, hooks the arm. This is a deep half and an arm tied
15
up.
seconds here. I think we
Squeezing him up tight, and there's the pin. 5:48 on the fall.
Nice job, Cody.
Winner at 195 pounds.
6 more Red Raider team points. It's now 43-3 in the dual meet. Next up, the 285-pounders, Nick Humphrey, a senior, against the Red Raider, Bo Thompson. Thompson ranked number 3 at 285.
And if I was going to forfeit, this would be one of them.
That's one of them. I would have picked these last 2 guys anyway.
We got to be a little careful because Marshfield probably watching this. I think it's tomorrow night this is on. Or is the Cheesehead tomorrow night? And
Cheesehead might be tomorrow night. Bo with a body lock.
Here's the deal with Bo. His big brother holds the fast pin record at Lincoln. Posted up in our wrestling room. And he really would like to break that. But you can't do that off of leg attacks. You got to throw somebody right to their back. And that's not him. That's not his style.
Single leg. Trip, steps over.
Got a crossbody right on him.
Here's 2. It's now 4-1 with a minute and a half left first period. Thompson in control. Thompson was shot in again on the left leg. And Humphrey has no defense for it.
Yeah, you don't see too many heavyweights do that. I think the coaches have to make a decision here coming into the tournament time because it depends on, he wrestles, in my estimation, maybe better against heavyweights than he does against the good 220-pounders.
You're going to have a fair amount more athletic guys at the 220 size than you will at the 285. Thompson trying to get got some near fall points. Got 3. Got a leg lace in here. And Humphrey's in some trouble now. Thompson's got a half. This sinks that in deep, and this is going to be over. And in the first period, 142 on the fall.
Winner at 285, within 1 minute 42 seconds. Bo Thompson.
Well,
6 more Red Raider team points, 49-3 the dual meet. Now we go.
Marshfield's kind of rolled the dice there, and they thought they'd try and pick up a win or 2, and maybe I would have done the same thing. I don't know, but they all backfired on them. I think we were better than they thought.
Pretty big. Jake Tim would have pinned. Jared Mata would have pinned. That hurt.
Oh, double forfeit?
Double forfeit.
So they're moving Bryson up to 113 and then moving Matrix and Patty Spray up. So that was a double forfeit, right?
Double forfeit. Bryson Henderson goes up to 106. This is Noah Gertie's a junior he's going to take on.
Bryson's pretty good. He's scrappy. He's Einerson. He's a little funky. He's going to be really underpowered here, obviously.
But more offensive than the older ones.
So look at this.
Henderson's got a leg in here. He's going to get his head
He's up pretty high.
Got a half.
You got to get that other. You got to stay under there.
Back here.
Stay under there, and we got 2.
Now he's got him flat. He's got the opportunity to get back on him here.
And no, we don't coach that.
You haven't put a clinic on the legs ride?
No.
No?
Well, it's not just the leg ride, but it's how they get into it sometimes. Well, good boy, Bob Anderson. So, tell me what happened here. There was never a takedown.
They never gave a takedown.
Huh, interesting.
I guess I don't know how that wasn't a takedown, but...
No, I don't either. This guy's got a pretty nice drag into a single.
And Anderson's on his side, trying to get a legs ride in, trying to underhook, get a half. but he's up awful high over that right shoulder. Could be in some big trouble here. "42 seconds left.
We're not in great shape here.
Now that's 2 for Marshfield. Wow, and he didn't give the other 2. Wow.
Grub around here with a headlock yet, but maybe not.
I don't know where there was not a 2 in that other. Where Magnuson had a double legs right in at him on top with a half.
Yeah.
And his chest was flat on the mat.
That was kind of like getting hit in the back with a football and not getting without your head turning, getting no call. Or getting a call and then picking up the flag.
Scoring period.
You got to stay on the mat. We're a lot better on the mat.
Yeah, Anderson trails 2-0 here after 1 period. And again, Anderson going up a weight class here.
I'd like to have him get on top once.
Ankle pick flattens the hips down of Anderson.
Who had their choice there, I wonder? I don't think Scott would have chose down.
I guess I did not see.
Well, we're about a quarter of a mile away from the mat.
Yeah, we're up a long way.
Get weight down on it, Bryson.
Now looking for a switch here. Got Gertis on his hip.
He's going to be okay.
Anderson pops his head out, got 2 in a reversal. And we're tied at 2 with 1:05 left. Here's where you see the Anderson style come in. Double legs right in now, got that leg trapped down.
Boy, he called that pretty quick.
And he called stalemate. 45 seconds left, 2nd period. Score is still tied at 2.
Okay, here we score. Oh, nope. What he's trying to do, what the Marshfield people are saying, is back out the back door, and we got to stay underneath his arms here so that don't happen. Oh no, we don't want to do this. Come on, stretch him out. Stretch him out here. Now he's back
a little better position.
Safer, yeah.
Still out pretty far, but
well, he's pretty tall. He's pretty lanky. Oh, I see. Marshfield's got their arm on there. We got another stalemate. Stalemate's a good call for us there. And we got 7.9 seconds.
and Gertis fixes the headgear, got it down, pulled down over his eyes, and he's setting ready to go. Got to have a hard start here by Anderson. And Gertis comes to his feet and gets one. Anderson catches him. Unable to remain in control. He gave up a point at the end of the period. Nowhere near a hard enough start.
It was probably the right call on the refs. We put him on his back, but just for an instant.
Now Gertis leads 3-2 with 2 minutes left. They're on their feet.
Marshfield come out there really hard.
And we didn't start hard at all. Yeah, nice arm drag there. Gertis with a takedown. He's up 5-2 now.
That's too bad. We were in really good shape, too. No, we don't want to be doing this. That's a habit that, you know, he reaches back like that. It's nowhere you're going to score.
And he reached back trying to hook a leg here. You got Gertis out in front of him, trying to catch a half, got the reversal. It's still 5-4 Gertis with 1:07 left.
And if he was better on his feet, you could say, well, we release him, but his takedowns take so long because they're defensive takedowns. So I don't know. He's going to have to, I don't know what the coaches are going to do here. Let him try and turn him. That's too bad.
40 seconds.
I think he's a better wrestler. He's going to try and work for a fall, evidently.
We're just trying to get his hips up, shake Einerson off the top.
30 seconds. And he's going to climb up under there. No, you almost got to release him, I guess. That's a tough call. When you don't have a go-to takedown, coaches don't know really what to do. And, you know, Bob doesn't feel very confident about it. 20 seconds.
Trying to get a legs right in again. And trying to get a turn. Crossbody half. Einerson looking for near fall. This is close. 7 seconds. Potentially dangerous with 2.5 seconds left.
That's too bad.
That one soft start cost him a match.
Yeah.
Caution jumping to start Einerson's first one of the match. Not going to make any difference.
Oh.
5-4. Noah Gertis hangs on for a win.
Winner, by decision.
Boy, he wrestled hard, fought hard. That's, you got to be good in 2 of the 3 positions if you really want to, you know. He's pretty tough on top. But when you don't have a go-to takedown, there was no, I mean, the coaches were kind of hamstrung too.
Yep.
They didn't know.
Shorter time.
What do you want to do? I've sat over there enough times and asked the kid, where do you want to go? And he goes like that. It's never in.
Not a comforting feeling. Travis Altman, a freshman for the Tigers, and Matrix Gisco going up to 120 for the Red Raiders. Gisco ranked 5th at 113 pounds.
Ooh, nice snap down. Come on, get around there.
Shot in underneath. Pops the head out, turns the corner, gets takedown. Leads 2-0 to Gisco. 49-6 to dual meet score as we stand.
So that double forfeit at 106, neither team got any points.
Neither team gets any points.
It used to be both got 6, but now nobody gets anything. And that's probably you shouldn't get any points for doing nothing.
For nobody showing up.
Yeah, that's about it.
Gisco cuts loose Altman and then drives in on a double. He's got another takedown. 4-1 the lead. Just under a minute. And they're going to cut him loose again. It's going to be 4-2.
Here we got 50 seconds.
Altman with a shot from a long ways.
Oh, good back punch, Matrix.
Just go ahead. Altman on his back, trying to scoop the head.
We might pin him here.
Got Altman in some trouble now, locking up on the body.
Matrix, squeeze him up, buddy.
20 seconds left. The referee's signaling the takedown. Now he's going to get some near fall. As that's a different pinning combination. There's 3 near fall. And just goes out 9-2 right now with 12 seconds left first period.
On Saturday, we're headed to the Plymouth Duels, and we should get 5 dual meets. You and I neither one know who's all in the tournament. I know Lamira's in there.
And obviously Plymouth.
In Plymouth, so there's 3.
And the Red Raiders are there.
Yeah, so, and some smaller schools. The schedule's a lot different. We had a lot of trouble this year. It all started because we couldn't fill those 2 tournaments. One a year ago and then last year. And so then we got to try and find some meets. So we found a dual meet with Freedom, who is maybe the best.
In Division 2, and they're good.
They're really good. And we But the only way they'd wrestle is if we went there this year.
And that's on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, so there we are with 3 home meets total. And but anyway, that's where we're going on Saturday. And then next Thursday we wrestle Spash,
At
who
home.
hasn't lost in the Valley yet. I'm not sure who they have tonight.
I don't know who they have tonight either.
But they would be the next best team in the Valley.
Just go with a shot and a little slide by. Two takedown, just go. It's now 11-3.
Matrix is a pretty solid little wrestler. He might be a little small for 13. That was we really thought, boy, he'd be one mean 6-pounder. But we couldn't pass the hydration test. And for the folks that don't know, you have to take a hydration test before you take your body fat test. And it's just how it is. It's the rules.
And that all came from a number of years ago when you'd have a lot of college wrestlers doing all kinds of things to drop weight, and some of them not healthy.
Yeah.
And so, and a couple of college wrestlers ended up dying from some of the things some of the outlandish things they were trying to do. Not saying that any of that, was going on or here in Rapids or Marshfield, but that's just too bad that happened. And then from that point on, some of those guidelines were put in place for the protection of the wrestler.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. No, on the other hand, it's not really a level playing field because, without mentioning any schools, I don't know how some people get their body fats as low as they do.
Yeah.
We try to be really straight with it, and that's kind of, and you can appeal that. I took Matrix down to lacrosse, and you can get a second opinion, second appeal. They put you in a dunk tank down at the university, and that's supposed to be the true body fat weight. But we went down there, and he didn't pass the hydration test, so kind of was the end of that deal.
Chisco ends the period with Altman on his back, picks up more near fall. It's 13-3 right now. Starting the third period, Altman will be on top, Chisco will be on the bottom.
Pretty nice stand-up.
Put her right foot down on the mat, then spun the opposite direction to face. He's got wrist control, picked the knee, turn in the corner, got the reversal. 15-3, just go. Just go with that wrist pinned on the back. And Altman ends up going down to his stomach.
Oh, he might turn him here.
Just go now with an arm pinned. Got a bar in there. And drives him over with chest pressure.
Take your time here, Matrix.
Minute left.
There, he tightened it up.
And there's the pin in 5:06 on the fall time for Matrix Chisco.
Nice match.
Winner, by way of fall, 5 minutes, 5 seconds.
55-6, the dual meet. One match left. And that will be the 126-pounder tonight, Patrick Spray. And scheduled would be Anthony Canable. And we got some blood cleanup time. And mat cleanup time. And I don't see anybody from Marshfield coming over to the scorer's table.
So there it is.
And they're going to forfeit and pull Canable off a Spray.
At 126 pounds,
That's unfortunate because
Wisconsin Rapids.
Benitz and Spray and Fuller, their parents are all here, wanting to watch them wrestle. And they come out there and get their hand raised. that's not a very satisfying feeling.
Team score.
61-6, the final dual meet, and this is the way it went. At 132 pounds, Anthony Knebel defeated Max Benitz 4-0. And at 138, the Red Raiders got on the board. Berg Diebel beat Anthony Christmas 3-1. Dylan Hall, in a wild match for 41 seconds, ended up a couple of throws, a couple of headlocks, pinned Noah Schultz in 41 seconds. Peyton Einerson at 152 got a 9-0 major decision over Jeremy Brose. The Red Raiders got a forfeit to Brock Benitz at 160. And a move was made by Marshfield. They put Isaac Klein, a senior, at 170. He took on Jake Tim. Tim turned the tables on him, pinned him at 138. Then the second half of that move was to put Kyle Larson from Marshfield up on Jared Mata at 182. And Mata turned the tables, put a 5-minute 31-second pin over Krazan. Nathan Fuller at 195 got a forfeit win. Cody Abel got a pin in 5:48. Bo Thompson got a pin in 1:42. A double forfeit at 1:06 for both teams. Matrix Jisco, Bryson Einerson moved up to 113 and got beat 5-4 by Noah Gertis. Matrix Jisco goes up to 120 and got a pin in 5/6 over Travis Altman. And then Patrick Spray at 126 got a forfeit from the Tigers. 61-6. Coach, what do you think of the dual meet?
Well, I think we're getting a lot better. There's no doubt about that. Disappointed again, and then Marshfield has to do what they want. They got a first-year coach, and they were trying to keep the score close. They're pulling upsets, so they did what they had to. You avoid the opponent's better wrestlers, but it really turned around on them because our kids that they thought they were going to beat didn't lay down.
Lay down.
So
they weren't following the game plan.
The game plan went south. So anyway, I'm pretty pleased with our kids. They're getting better, and looking forward to next Thursday night. And it was good having you here again. That cheesehead trying to do that by myself was not fun. So you forfeited.
I forfeited that night. Yep, I was a guilty party there.
So anyway, but thanks a lot, and again, be sure, folks, to watch next Thursday night with Stevens Point.
Next Thursday night.
It's good being here, Scott.
Yep, you bet. Thanks, Coach. Next Thursday night again will be a special night against the Stevens Point Panthers, probably for the Valley Conference crown here, for the lead in it anyway, when the Red Raiders take on Point, and then it will be the honoring of the 40th year anniversary of the first state championship team, the 1974 squad here at Lincoln High School Fieldhouse. So everybody come on out, say thank you and support those guys that wrestled in 1974 and the current Red Raider team. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with head coach Scott Benitz, and we'll do that here on River Cities Community Access.
Okay. Hey.
6 points and a pin, but you'd almost want to see that one go a little longer. That was going to be wild.
Yeah, but it wasn't going to really be wild. Dylan was going to put it to him pretty quick, and he was a little ticked off with himself, but he needs to stay out of that stuff to get to the state tournament, to place the state tournament. You wrestle a guy that's wild. If you go wild with him, you're going to win some, lose some, and you got to stay out of that stuff, and he needs to be more disciplined that way. But when it gets to be a brawl, he's going to almost always end up on top, though.
Peyton Anderson at 152, a 9-0 major decision over Jeremy Brose.
Yeah, he did a nice job. Wrestled well, got the takedown late in that first period, and then kind of, wrestles well on the mat, and did well. Glad to have him back in our lineup.
Yeah. Red Raiders, Brock Benitz, he got a forfeit. They pulled Isaac Klein out of the lineup there, moved him up a weight class, take on Jake Tim. I think they were looking to get a couple wins there against what they thought were some of the lesser Red Raiders. Well, here's the first step in the plan that didn't work.
Yeah.
Jake Tim pinned him in a minute 38.
Yeah, Jake Tim he's in between a whole bunch of guys that are better than him, and he gets overshadowed. He's a pretty good wrestler in our room. He can wrestle with guys. But when you got guys ranked in the state on both sides of you, it sometimes doesn't look like it. And his record got beat up at the Cheesehead, but he's a pretty fair wrestler, and the more they underestimate him, the better that is for us, I guess.
Sure. The second half of the move that didn't work, they put Kyle Krizan on Jared Mata. Sophomore came up, pinned him in 5:31.
Yeah, and that was a good win for Jared. You know, he gave up that takedown and, you know, was kind of gassing a little bit. And it was nice to see him get a win. And, you know, anytime you get young kids in the lineup and they can pull out a win, all good for this year and for the future.
Sure. Nathan Fuller, they forfeited 2 at 195. Cody Abel, now I guess if you would have forfeited, you may would have forfeited these last 2 weights, but I guess their plan was something different. Cody Abel puts a technical, just a destroy job on Brandon Kramer in 5:48.
Yeah, you know, and it was a mismatch. The only thing I didn't like was Cody let the guy off his back one time. It's one thing to wrestle hard and to get a workout and all that, but it's sometimes time to put him away, and that was the only thing I didn't like. And other than that, he's wrestling really well right now.
Bo Thompson went up to 285, got a pin in 142 over Nick Humphrey.
Yeah, you know, it's what we expect. Those big guys score big points, and upper weights aren't real strong in a lot of you know, teams, and we're making hay up there right now.
Sure. 106-pounder Bryson Anderson, he gets moved up as Marshfield forfeited that weight, so it was a double forfeit. And we talked about this a little bit in the past. That'd be 6 points for each team.
Now it's
nobody's
nothing.
showing up, so now it's nothing, just like the match. So it was 0-0 there.
Yep.
Bryson Anderson goes up against Noah Gerdes, and except for one restart when he was on top, one 10-second restart, he would have been in that match. He lost a close one, 5-4.
And it shouldn't have been a restart. We didn't. The ref was stalemating us. Anytime we finally got control and looked to start working our turn, he'd you know, stalemate us, and he gives stalemate with 7.5 seconds to go, and lost the match. It wasn't the ref's fault, but he put us in a situation that we didn't respond to.
Right.
And I don't think we needed to be there, but we drill 7.5 second goes. Nobody gets away in 7.5 if you're, you know, he had to be prepared for that. He was expecting the kid to sit there and do nothing, and you know, we could have stayed down and won that match, and then we would have had LJ Hahn, who was stepped up ready to go into varsity. Thought we'd, you know, try to get one more match out of the whole thing, and they ended up forfeiting anyway.
Yeah.
But you know, Bryson, we needed to find out. We may need to move him up at times when someone doesn't have a 6, and we got to cover 26. We have to see what we have, and we had to do it tonight. And you know, it kind of worked out for us. We know what we got now.
113-pounder, or excuse me, 120-pounder tonight. Matrix Gisco goes up against Travis Altman, pins him in 5:06.
Yeah, and I think his arms are going to be awful sore tomorrow.
Altman's.
Yeah, he was shaking hands with the wrong hand. He's a real flexible kid, and Matrix wrestles a pretty rough style on top, and that was a bad matchup for them. Kid's scrapper, though. You know, for a freshman, he scraps. So
Patrick Spray ended the dual meet with a forfeit win. They elected to pull Knable and drop him down, or move him up to 132 to start the dual meet.
well, they had a guy in there. They chose to forfeit him too. So they had guys for Brock. They had guys for Patrick that they chose not to wrestle.
Much different lineup than what he told me.
Yeah.
Potentially could have been out there, and then they changed a lot on the way through.
You know, and I understand. I mean, they're both ranked number 2 in the state against some kids that aren't ready to wrestle, and you know, we do that at times too. In Jackson's case, you take care of your team, you know, and we'd sure like to have our guys get matches, but you know, sometimes matches don't really count. They count on the scoreboard and the record board and stuff. But you know, to wrestle somebody that's so overmatched sometimes isn't. You know, I mean, it probably doesn't do a lot of good for anybody. So maybe in the end, it was the best thing for him, and you know, it didn't hurt us at all.
This coming weekend, you go to Plymouth, the Plymouth Duels. And the Red Raiders will take on Plymouth and Sheboygan North and Milwaukee Bradley Tech in their pool.
Yep.
The other side of it is, if I look at my notes quick, Lamira, Brookfield Central, Sheboygan Falls, and
Elkhart Lake.
Elkhart Lake. What do you know about some of those
something,
tournaments?
Howards Grove something. It's a long
combined.
name. Yeah. I know that Lamira has a real balanced team. I don't think they've been in any good competition. I know they match up with us decent. They're going to score points on us. They just match up with us in a way that they can, or could. We wrestle well, they won't. But they have some decent matchups. Milwaukee Bradley Tech in our pool has about 1 or 2 okay guys. Other than that, a few forfeits and a bunch of new, fresh faces, it looks like. Sheboygan North only has like 7 guys. They've got 1 okay guy, but it does not look like a good duel for us. And then Plymouth is about the same. I think they got 8 or 9 guys. And I don't know if either of those teams have anybody that's real good. We wrestle well. We could shut 3 teams out to start the day. Too many forfeits in those matches to be real excited about. And then the other side coming in, Brookfield Central, Elmira, and Sheboygan Falls are all decent. I think Elkhart Lake won't make it in. We'll get 2 of those 3. Lemira can, like I said, make it close. And if we wrestle poorly, Brookfield Central doesn't match up with us well. Sheboygan Falls, they've got 4 decent guys, but they match up on Dylan, Peyton, and Cody, and Bo. So it could be really ugly for them. We've beaten all those. We lost one of those guys. Otherwise, we could actually win all those matches too. So we're sitting pretty good. Coming off the Cheesehead, it's kind of what we wanted, to go over, take a ride, get some matches where it's not quite as intense as last weekend, and heal up a little bit, heal our records with the guys like Max and Jake Tim. Need to heal those up a little, get Mikey Weinfurter on the mat for us, and start putting together our team for the end of the year.
You mentioned the Cheesehead a little bit. 8th place finish there, and that's a national caliber tournament. The Red Raiders wrestled pretty well, as you'd mentioned to me earlier, in that tournament.
Yeah, we placed, there's 6 teams ranked in the country. We placed behind them, and then Stoughton's ranked 2 in Wisconsin, and we were right on their heels and not that far off of Kaukauna. So we went over hoping to get in the top, not hoping, goal-wise was plan to get in the top 10. Not always sure if you can meet your goals. We wrestled really well. Left some points at home. Only took 12 guys. That may have hurt us a place. But the guys that we took over there wrestled darn well. So yeah, we're in pretty good shape. So you always like to win a few matches here or there, but we won most matches that we thought we could win. And anytime you get to that level, you're going to lose some tight ones. So.
Well, Coach, thanks for stopping by. I see the guys are getting pretty much cleaned up here, ready to go. And we'll take a little skatey ride home, maybe from Marshfield. With
Drive
the roads.
slow, be safe.
Yeah, thank you very much, Coach. We'll see you again on the weekend at the Plymouth Duels. And that's it for River City's Community Access. We'll give you mat side seats from the Plymouth Duels.
Thank you.